I don't come in here every single day looking to bag on and hate on NFL primetime games. And yes, I'm the one who said it. Hate is the new dopamine. But that's not how I get down. That's not my deal. That is not how I get down. And you all know, of course, that saying something sucks is not a take. Unless we're talking about that game last night, or maybe even 95% of these primetime NFL games, then not only is it a take, it's the only take. How are these games actually managing in prime time to get worse and worse? And how is anything going to top the atrocity that we sat through last night? Now, you know what? I take it back. Saying that game sucked last night is actually offensive. Offensive to things that do suck. Calling that game a rock fight would be unfair to rock fights. Describing that game as a sloppy, unwatchable bleep show is being way too generous. That was straight garbage. And even that isn't nearly harsh enough. Technically, the Bears did win that game. But technically, really, we all lost. Unless you listened to me and did what I told you to do and faded me. Then at least you got paid for that torture session. Unlike those of us who trusted the Vikings and ended up losing money while being tortured. You know, the double package blast. You see, I thought the Vikings were better than that. At least good enough to beat Chicago. And I figured that Joshua Dobbs would at least be serviceable. I mean, he has been playing pretty well, right? Pretty well until last night. I'm not saying set the world on fire, but pretty well. Acceptably well. Serviceably well until last night. You know, but then I thought it would get better for him because he would have time to get acclimated. He would know the system. He would know his teammates. He would actually know their names. I mean, I said it during Big Head Bets. It's going to get better because he's going to get better, and he's going to get better because he's going to be better acclimated. Apparently, that's the problem. Apparently, Josh Dobbs is way better when he doesn't know the plays. He's way better when he doesn't know who he's in the huddle with. They need to come back from that bye week with a new playbook and then not show it to him. Or better yet, come back with a brand new team and not let him meet anybody until kickoff. What I'm saying is that Feelgood Pastronaut story really came crashing back to earth like a failed NASA launch. In fact, Dobbs might want to check in with NASA and see if going down the aerospace engineering path is still an option for him. Because I think that he may have hit the peak of his NFL arc. Now, Pastronaut has gone straight astronaut. As an astronaut. That was for you, big head. I thought that you might need a little pick-me-up after losing your Jordan Addison TD prop because the astronaut couldn't hit a wide ass open receiver for a touchdown and keep that ball in bounds. I mean, that was an enormous kick in the stick. You should have seen how pissed James Kelly was. And I had to bear the brunt of it. I blocked him. I hit delete and junk and got him off my phone. Fuck! But then again, the entire experience of watching that game was that, right? Like, I don't want to pile too hard on Josh. I mean, why come for Josh Dobbs? Why come for him and pile on too hard? Because, after all, he is Josh Dobbs. It's not really Josh Dobbs' fault for remembering that he was Josh Dobbs. I wish he would have waited one more game, but it's not his fault. He didn't turn back into a pumpkin last night. He just turned back into Josh Dobbs. So hard for me to get too upset about Josh Dobbs for being Josh Dobbs, considering he's Josh Dobbs, right? That said, I'm not sure that he's going to be the quarterback of this team. Great story, great guy, but not a great quarterback. I'm not sure that he comes back from that bye and still has that gig. And that's not just me. I mean, I've got no say in this, but the head coach does. And Kevin O'Connell clearly was not committing to Dobbs after that game was over. They've really put in the time. They've earned it. How about me? I think I need a bye. I think I need time. Not from the job, but from that game. I think I need a bye after watching that game. As far as Dobbs goes, not exactly the biggest endorsement ever, right? But frankly, amazing that Dobbs even got them this far. Turns out that missing Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson really does hurt a football team, right? Right? And as far as Jefferson coming back to save their season, not if they keep turning it over. Not if they can't take care of the ball. That's the other crazy thing, right? Even after 4 horrendous picks, incredibly, Dobbs still managed to put Minnesota in a position to win in the fourth quarter, which doesn't say a hell of a lot about the Bears, right? Which is why I haven't said a hell of a lot about the Bears until this point. I guess props to Chicago for finding a way to a dub, even though Justin Fields did everything in his power to fumble away that dub. Literally. I'll throw Fields a little bit of credit for leading the go-ahead drive, but just not that much credit. In fact, that 36-yard hookup with DJ Moore that set up the game-winning field goal felt like the longest pass play of the game. You know why? Because it was. In fact, up until that point, it wasn't even clear that the Bears knew that throwing it vertically was actually allowed in the rules. Did they even throw the ball once downfield prior to that? Does Luke Getsy know that he doesn't have to call screens on every single pass play? Fields ended up with 37 pass attempts last night, and it felt like only one went forward, and that was the last one he threw. I guess Chicago thought that was the big ace up their sleeve, right? That's what they set up the entire game for, right? That one forward pass. Everything else laterally, everything else behind the line of scrimmage. Getsy's like, just wait, man. Just wait. Just wait. They won't be expecting a forward pass. They won't be expecting, hey, just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. I'm playing chess. We got him right where we want him. I'm setting it up. And then finally, throw a pass downfield. Man, it will blow them up. They'll have no idea what to do. They'll have no idea what hit them. If that was the plan, it worked perfectly because I've got no idea what Brian Flores' defense was doing on that play. I don't think Brian Flores' defense has any idea what it was doing on that play. They didn't blitz, which would have been smart. But the real problem is they didn't cover anybody either. The real problem is they let DJ Moore run free in miles of open space right across the middle of the field on the most important play of the game. How the hell did that happen? How the hell do you lose track of that guy? How the hell do you lose track of DJ Moore? And that's how the Bears got it done. Even though they did not score a touchdown, further evidence that was one of the worst games ever. How do you win a game without scoring a TD? They hadn't won a game without scoring a touchdown in 30 years, but they managed to pull it off in Minnesota's house last night. Do you believe me now when I tell you, listen to what I have to say about the Vikings and do the opposite? It's uncanny. I don't even get it. Also, I guess I got to give Matt Eberflus a little bit of cred. He did finally win an NFC North game. Way to go, dude. You did it. You did it. You did it. It took 29 games. You did it. It only took 29 games as Bears head coach to finally win one game in the division. I don't know if that says more about him or the Vikes. Tie for last. At least he got around to getting it done before he inevitably gets the axe.
Inevitable.
Which could still happen any second now. And I don't think that we have determined that Justin Fields is the quarterback of the future either, right? I don't think he did anything last night to dissuade anybody in that organization from selecting another quarterback. My man, I may look like I don't work out. I may look like a cardio guy, but dude, you better get it going for the rest of the year if you want to stay there and be that guy. But, it's all about the win, right? Credit for a primetime dub. Credit. I guess, if I have to give credit to somebody. Yes, Technically, the Bears won that game. But again, I think we all know that nobody deserved to actually win that game. I'm not even sure the Bears fans wanted to win that game. They're focused on the draft because of what I just said. For incredibly obvious reasons, they're focused on the draft. So I guess when you get right down to it, nobody won. Every single human being lost last night. That was the epitome of everybody loses. Even Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were clowning the hell out of that game last night and were basically ready to pop champagne and celebrate when that game finally ended. Joe Buck even hit the final lateral chaos play with a Benny Hill blast. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to be the first to know when we do upload a new video.